Bollywood, India's take on Hollywood, but to say that the industry hasn't expanded into many other things would be wrong. And while creating some good movies, it's also been the source of problematic issues such as pushing the notion that being white is ultimately a beauty goal every Indian should aspire to be. The romanticization of war and the undying nepotism. Let's dive in. It's no secret that Indians aren't white. India's beauty standards start at the very heart of colorism. The need to be white or pale is something that hasn't yet died from India, often originating from their heavy promotion of skin bleaching methods and products. However, this isn't the source. Bollywood has a habit of casting darker-skinned actors as villains and fairer-skinned actors as heroes. In fact, Priyanka Chopra has been seen promoting one of these creams. It was funny because she was being very anti-racist lately, but seems to have forgotten her incredibly problematic sponsors. And it's not just Priyanka. Many actresses have had themselves be edited and never called the editors out on it. The racism isn't just on how actors should be fair though, it's also on the fact that Bollywood refuses to let Pakistani actors come to their Indian premieres and the country itself. Some prominent actors were quoted saying that the government has to decide these things. The government must make decisions about law and order and who is allowed and who isn't. Saif Ali Khan. If by banning actors, terrorism can be stopped, then they should do it. That is something that the government needs to decide first. Varun Dhawan. Some truly stupid shit. In case it isn't obvious, the actors are pretty openly calling Pakistani actors terrorists. Lovely bit of racism there. Actors like Myra Khan, who starred in a massive box office hit Race, was banned from seeing her own movie premiere. Disgusting move from the actors and the government, but hey, what can you do? Racism in Bollywood is to the point of government banning, so surely there isn't more, right? Right? Well, the emphasis on being white or fair in many songs is pretty prominent, with one song outright shaming Beyonce. One article summed up the story, and it's fantastic. Well, everyone out there seems to be talking about its lyrics, but not because they like them. The line which has garnered all the attention is Tujhe dekhe ke gori hai, Beyonce sharma jayegi. Oh my god, I butchered that, but whatever. It didn't take deep thinking for fans to realise and point out that coming up with yet another track with the glorification of the word Goriya, which means fair, reiterates that Bollywood's obsession with fair-skinned women highlights its tryst with casual racism. It also goes on to prove that for Desi celebrities, Black Lives Matter will always, at best, remain a fancy hashtag. But that's not even all yet. An article from CNN. Pakistan has demanded that Indian actress Priyanka Chopra be stripped of her UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador role, saying that her support for war and the Indian government amid heightened tensions in the disputed region of Kashmir make a mockery of her position. Priyanka essentially asked an impassioned person at the end of her convention if she was done venting, after she questioned the actress on what she felt about the crimes against humanity being committed by the Indian army at the Pakistani border. Imagine saying that a person talking about horrific genocide and starvation instigated by the Indian army is a vent. Oh, how I would love to be as privileged as that. But let's move on to our next topic of discussion, the blatant nepotism. Nepotism is something that is parasitic in Hollywood. Actors with zero talent land major roles all the time without an ounce of experience. You should see the awful dancing and the overall lack of charisma from these people. They are essentially a massive empire that is all somehow connected. It's incredibly difficult to discern any real talent that doesn't have any blood to the weird entangled bloodline of Bollywood. Weird shit. This massive gatekeeping trend means that it's incredibly hard for people to make their way in and fix a name for themselves. It's why many people think that the art in Bollywood has been dissipated. Now, I could talk about the fact that Bollywood has an unholy nexus to the world of crime and mafia, and it's got many people under the eyes of their unholy lords and can kill off people whenever they are way too problematic. And some even suspect that a few recent deaths, Siri Devi, a very famous actress, and Om Puri, were killed due to their support of Pakistani actresses and actors. Money, mafia, muscle, and political power make or break all fortunes in the film industry. Bollywood is there to plague the mind of the everyday Asian, to tell them that they aren't fair enough or not skinny enough. Or perhaps the fact that warring between Pakistan and India is a romantic idea. It tells the aspiring artist that they don't matter unless their background changes. It's corrupt and a minefield of horrors. And I'd say boycott Bollywood. Stop watching them entirely, but India seems too far gone. It doesn't matter if the West stops watching. It's up to you, fellow Indians, to stop this, to be better. You deserve better. Let this outdated empire collapse and build it up again with fresh blood, because you deserve better.